Good evening, everyone. And if this is your first time watching us, you're welcome. What does it look like when a small pod turns into a global statement? Last Saturday, that was date 14th, we officially opened the doors to the David Corner Trinity Tech Center, our new 100-person workspace and a defining milestone for Project Trinity. Project Trinity is a global, community-driven digital empowerment movement operating in Kenya and Haiti, with headquarters in the United States. We began with a 15-person pod, has now expanded into a center designed for greater impact, greater reach, and greater responsibility. Today is about Thanksgiving. It's about honoring the discipline, resilience, and the belief that built this foundation. And what is it's about this new chapter that means our future. To everyone who made this possible, our leadership, partners, associates, community members, and supporters, thank you. Growth like this is never an individual, it's a collective. Joining me are two individuals who live this journey and experience this journey at first hand. We have Betty Jebers and Esron Rotich. From small beginnings to the David Corner Trinity Tech Center, this is the Project Trinity story. Let's begin. Betty and Ezron, you're welcome. Sorry, yeah, Betty and Ezron, you're welcome to the podcast. Thank you. Yeah. So if you are live today, if you are following us right now, we have two guests with me, and they will be with us in this 1 hour podcast. The podcast is about Thanksgiving. As I had said, we opened the new 100-person Trinity Tech, David Corner Trinity Tech Center, and now we are there. We are in the new workspace from the pod. Initially, we were in the pod, which was a 15-person workspace. So let's hear from Betty and Ezron. Betty and Ezron, you're welcome to today's podcast. Welcome.
Um, Good afternoon to the western part of the world, and good morning to the eastern part of the world, and good afternoon the western part of the world. It feels special to talk about, and before I dive in, I want to introduce myself. My name is Betty Chebet, and I serve as an associate and a coordinator at Project Trinity. My role mostly revolves around communication, coordination, and relations. But for the 1 year we have been together, I've learned that truthfully my role has also been witnessing transformation, watching lives, including my own, slowly change through this journey. When I think about how we moved from the pod to this beautiful workspace, and especially remembering our grand opening, which happened on 14th February, it honestly feels poetic. While the world was celebrating love, we were celebrating purpose, growth, and dream that refused to stay small. And actually, that is like experiencing love on another level. Thank you.
Yes, Betty, I agree with you. it's like experience through it's like experiencing love in another level. And good morning and good afternoon to everyone in the world. And thank you so much for having me today. My name is Hezron, and I'm an associate at Project Trinity. My background is in IT, so I studied IT, and my journey into tech really started from curiosity, just wanting to understand how technology can create opportunity for people around me. And what drew me to Project Trinity is the idea that technology shouldn't feel distant or reserved for a few people, only a few people. It should be accessible, it should be practical, and something that helps communities grow. I see myself as someone who is still learning. Yeah, every day I still learn, still growing, and I'm contributing where I can, supporting others while it's building my own skills at the same time. For me, this journey hasn't been about doing extraordinary things. It's been about consistency, collaboration, and being part of an environment where people push each other to improve. And I'm excited to share what the journey has looked like from the 4 days to where we are right now and what it means for the future. Thank you so much, listeners. Uh, Yet much is going to come as we continue. Thank you.
Wow, that was a great introduction, Ezron and Betty. So let's dive into the podcast. So Betty, as we sit here inside the new David Corner Trinity Tech Workspace, reflecting on what Project Trinity began in the pod, what are you most deeply thankful from those early days?
Okay, talking about gratitude, there is a lot to talk about. When I think about the pod days, I feel this deep sense of gratitude for the closeness we had as a team. The pod wasn't just a space; it felt like a life, living, and a community. I remember how we shared ideas, struggles, laughter, and sometimes shared judges because maybe someone also always forgot theirs. Those small beginnings taught me that greatness doesn't start with resources, doesn't start with a big building. It starts with people who believe in something bigger than themselves. I'm thankful for the relationships, the patience we learned, and the courage that was quietly growing in all of us when we didn't fully realize it yet up to now.
Wow, that's amazing. So to our listeners who are following us right now, just my apologies. We were having some network problems, but now I know we are back. Yeah, and everything is right now. Continue following us, continue listening to us this episode. Yeah, so let's get back to you, Ezron. Ezron, as let's get your views as you reflect back on the pod days. What moment are you most grateful for today, knowing the how far Project Trinity has come from?
Oh wow. Thank you, Valerie, for this question. And when I reflect on the pod days, I'm most grateful for the belief we had before there was evidence. So we didn't have the biggest space, we didn't have unlimited resources, but what we had was conviction, and we had young people, our peers, walking into the space not fully confident yet as we began, but willing. And I remember seeing someone complete their first uh, real task when we began working with the purpose partners. So this is when I realized that, oh, this is bigger than us. And that moment taught me something powerful. It taught me that transformation doesn't need luxury, it needs opportunity. The pod wasn't just a room with computers, it was a gateway, it was a proof that access changes trajectory. We were bridging a gap that so many people didn't even know could be crossed. And I'm grateful because it forced us to build substance before visibility. We had to build systems before the applauses. We had to build character before expansion. So before we had the space, we had a vision, and the vision is what built everything else. So I think the pod didn't limit us; it launched us to this great moment that we celebrated the last weekend. You know.
Wow, that's amazing views. Hezron and Betty, we have had your how you appreciate how you bring this gratitude, and this gratitude is exactly what is making Project Trinity to continue to grow, because the movement is always building on appreciation, on resilience, and the faith. Before it was built, then we have a new space. So let's get back to you, Betty. Betty, when you compare the atmosphere of the 15-person pod to the environment we are in now, what emotion rises in you the strongest?
Thank you for that, Valerie. And I can say the strongest emotion for me is just awesome, like mixed with gratitude. There is a lot, but awesome. We have done it. It is done. We have proved the point. Sometimes I look around and almost can't believe we are standing in space that once only existed in conversations, plans, papers. Yeah, there were moments in the early days where progress felt slow and uncertain. Like it was very difficult to believe that something like this could happen. But seeing where we are now reminds me that growth is often happening even when you don't notice it. It feels like watching a story unfold where every challenge become part of building something stronger. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that emotion. Wow. Oh, that means it's full of excitement moving to a new space, from a small space to a new space, and that's a good progress for Project Trinity. So, Ezron, what was the single biggest lesson that Pod taught you that prepared you for this new chapter?
Yes, Valerie. Project Trinity journey has been absolutely amazing, and coming from that point of where we were unsure, uncertain, there are many things that we learned, and the biggest lesson that the pod taught me was discipline under limitation. So when you are operating in a small environment and there's no room for distraction, every action counts, every opportunity matters, and we had to be efficient in the small space. We had to be intentional. We had to be excellent in everything that we did, because we couldn't afford not to be. So it also taught me something deeper, that growth doesn't come from comfort, it comes from constraint. And constraint is what forced the creativity in us. Constraint forced unity for us to be together, and constraint forced leadership. And because we grew under pressure, we managed to build resilience. And pressure didn't break us; it built us. And the pod didn't just teach us skills; it trained our mindset. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, Esron. You know, what you are describing is a real growth. And Project Trinity is proving that when the vision stays consistent, expansion just becomes natural. So, I know that's the spirit of Project Trinity, teaching young people that limitation is temporary, but vision is permanent. Yeah. So let's get to you, Betty. Betty, the board was small in size, but powerful in impact. What did that season of limited space teach you about perseverance and believing in something bigger than that circumstances?
Um, Valerie, I can tell you that, in every conversation, as a team, we always said that at the heart of our mission is the body. That is where, the heart of the body controls all the functions of the body, and that's where life is. The same applies to this pod. The impact that has been brought to the workspace began from the pod. So there is a lot that went place in the pod. And talking about perseverance, that season taught me that perseverance is often quiet. It's not always dramatic or loud. Sometimes it looks like showing up every single day, learning, trying again, adjusting, supporting each other, and trusting that the small steps matter. The pod showed me that when vision is strong enough, it stretches beyond physical limitations. We learned how to make room for opportunity even when the space was very small. And in many ways, those limitations shaped our resilience and creativity through this perseverance.
Wow,
Wow,
that's
that's
amazing.
amazing.
So let's get the Ezron's view. Ezron,
Ezron, we know
operating in
operating
a
in
smaller environment requires discipline and adaptability. How did that shape your mindset?
Yes, thank you, Valerie. So before you interjected, I wanted to add on what Betty was saying. This pod has been, we always say, at the heart of our mission is the pod. So what we always think about this pod is that this pod is like a seed that has brought the bigger workspace, and this means that there is more opportunities for a larger group of youths to be trained, and this means that the community now will be empowered, more youths, which means more families are touched. And coming to your question, thank you for this question. Operating in a small space, for me, it removes excuses. There's no hiding in a small room, right? And everyone contributes. Everyone grows together. Accountability becomes a natural thing because proximity demands it. And it shaped my discipline because I realized that uh, leadership isn't about control, it's about consistency. And if I showed up late, this means it will affect maybe my colleagues and the works that we are doing together, and it affected everyone. If I lacked focus, it means it slowed momentum for everyone. So this season, that period sharpened me. So when space is small, responsibility gets bigger. The smaller the room, the stronger the discipline.
Wow. And you know what, our listeners? That's the beauty of this movement. Project Trinity does not just build skills, it builds people, people with discipline, people with consistency, and people with a bigger vision. So, Betty, during the pod experience, who or what influenced your growth the most, and how did that shape the associates that you are today?
Oh, I can say without doubt that whatever shaped uh, me is the people. Like, genuinely, the people around me. That is the associates, the managers, and even our leadership. So, like, during those days, watching the learners push through fear, you don't know where you are heading the next step. You don't know what you are learning. We are learning these new things. We are learning AI. We are learning cybersecurity. These are things we are not used to, but we are learning here. There is that fear, and also there is that uncertainty of things. I'm sorry. This really inspired me. Seeing teammates sacrifice their time, their energy, reminded me what commitment looks like. And being surrounded by individuals who genuinely believed in transforming communities made me believe in my own ability to grow and also to contribute to the growth of the project. And growth in the pod didn't happen alone. It happened through shared experiences and shared hope. Our leaders usually told us that uh, in the future there is hope. Every day, just push, keep pushing, keep pushing. That keep pushing is what now has brought this impact. And I can say that impact does not happen with just a space. However, how small the pod was, the culture and the people around you matter. And that's how it has brought this impact to Project Trinity.
Wow, Betty is telling us that the culture and people around you are the people who matter most. So to those who are listening us to us right now, can you drop a comment by thanking that person who you feel he or she has influenced you to be the person that you are today. Just thank her or him so that the person feels appreciated and loved. We like to see those comments. Thank you. So, Ezron, was there a moment when you realized that Project Trinity was becoming something much bigger than the board?
Yes, Valerie. And it wasn't when numbers increased. Maybe I won't say that when maybe I saw we had more followers or maybe we had more numbers, but it was when transformation became visible. When someone gains digital skills, when I see my fellow associates, um, they are happy that they have learned uh, how to build websites. And suddenly we see the global opportunity brought to us by Project Trinity. That's when you know something powerful is happening. And we weren't just running sessions, we were shifting perspectives. People were beginning to see themselves individually as capable contributors in the digital economy. And that's when I knew this wasn't just a project, it was a movement. And the whole movement is not something about profit or anything. It's from the heart, and it's the community that uh, we are driven by the community. We want to impact the community directly. So it stopped being just a space, and it started becoming like a bridge. And when lives change, expansion becomes inevitable. Yeah.
Wow, Project Trinity for the community. Yeah, Ezron is saying when the community feels the impact, that's where Project Trinity feels much bigger because we are community centered. So, Betty, as we celebrate this expansion, what specific part of the pod culture, maybe the discipline, the unity, the hunger, must we intentionally protect in this large workspace?
Thank you for that, Valerie. I can say what I hope we never lose is the warmth. Like, in Swahili we say siku njema huanza asubuhi. Like when you come to work in the morning and you see everyone is happy, like everyone has a good mood, even the whole day will be very nice. But when you come in the morning and you find others have a lot of mood swings, someone is angry, that will affect the rest of your day and even your productivity. But so in the pod, everyone felt special, everyone felt seen, and there was this beautiful culture where someone could step in to help without being asked. Like, yes, no judging. You don't judge someone. Someone doesn't know how to code, but out of nowhere, someone could come and help you uh, to code. So, as we grow as a Project Trinity, I hope we protect that sense of belonging, that feeling where people don't just come to learn skills, but also feel safe as a home, feel supported, and encouraged to dream bigger. Because Spaces don't change life. People and culture do change lives.
Yeah, for sure, Betty. People and culture are the ones who can change the lives. Wow, that's amazing. We should not lose the warmth, the collaboration, the teamwork as we enter into this new workspace. That was great and inspiring, Betty. So, Esron, let's get to your side. As we transition into this larger workspace, what feels different in terms of expectation and opportunity?
Yes, Valerie, thank you for this question. And first of all, before I answer this, I think we need to give our CEO the thanks that he really needs. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dev Connor. Yeah, you've really helped us. You've really made us helped us achieve what we have done. Without your help, I think it would be really tough for us. You've guided us, you've mentored us, and we really appreciate that. And walking into the large workspace right now, it didn't feel like success, but it felt like more weight. This means responsibilities has increases, expectations also increases. Impact potentially will increase. The atmosphere feels changed, not because it's bigger, but because it can reach further. Imagine the the people who will now gain from this. It's a large group of young people. Now more young people can enter, more skills can be developed, and more features can be redirected. The space got bigger, but so did the responsibility. Yes. And growth isn't arrival, it's accountability. Yeah.
Wow, growth does not arrive. It does not arrive once, but with accountability. That's so great, Ezron. Now let's hear from the Betty's perspective. Betty, when you first walked into the new workspace and saw the capacity, it was now larger, holding up to 100 people. What did that moment symbolize for you personally?
Okay, before I continue, I would like to second what Hezron has said, and that is credit to our executive director, Mr. Dave Corner. Actually, even the new workspace was dedicated to him as Dave Corner Trinitech Center, just because of whatever he has been doing. Imagine someone who could just work for both time zones 24/7, working without sleep. Like, he's really a very hardworking man. And if you can hear, we had an interview with most of the associates, and you could just hear everyone saying, I want to be a leader like Dave Connor because of the leadership skills that he has. He has no judgment, he doesn't judge anyone, and he also have the positive reinforcement, like he can't discourage you. So big ups to Dave Connor. Just give him a green heart in the comment section just for him. So basing on the question Valerie asked me, uh, working in the new workspace for the first time felt emotional in a way I didn't expect actually. I felt like standing inside proof that persistence works. I remember pausing and just taking it in, thinking about every conversation, every challenge, every step that brought us here. It really symbolized growth, but it also symbolized responsibility. I felt like being trusted with something bigger than ourselves. And honestly, it felt like hope in a physical form. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. To my guest, thank you so much for honoring our executive director. Yeah, he must feel very appreciated because I think is the one who has made us the people we are, the leaders we are now, and also the confidence we are. Yeah, we much appreciation to you, and And if you are following us right now, yeah, continue attacking that person that you feel made you be the person that you are. So before we continue, let me take a brief moment to speak directly to everyone listening. If this conversation is adding value to you, if you believe in what Project Trinity stands for, we invite you to follow us and subscribe to all our social media channels: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn,
So I think our network has misbehaved and our host has been left. So like follow our pages, continue liking, share our impact. And I think as we wait for the moderator, there's a question I've seen in the comments, and some I think it's Hon Ben Mnangat Chemersha Junior is asking Muniambia the goal of Project Trinity. So he's asking the goal of Project Trinity, and let me try to answer to my level best. The goal of Project Trinity is to ensure we bridge the digital divide. And this digital divide is high in underserved areas, in rural communities, a place like here in Top, and there is limited access to internet. We won't find youths with the ability to get a computer and everything. And this is what Project Trinity is doing. Project Trinity is bringing solar powered and Starlink internet access to the youths in underserved communities, so that the youths can get the access, and they can compete in the world stage in terms of technology. Yes.
yeah. So I am back. Yeah, it was some network problem. As I was saying, when you subscribe and when you share this podcast, it will make more people know the mission of Project Trinity, because what one of our listeners has just asking, what is the mission of Project Trinity? So Ezron has explained it very well. It's to preach that digital divide between the urban communities and the rural communities, because we see now that it's only the urban centers that people have more opportunities, people have access to these technologies, the internet. But now we see that the rural communities, the underserved communities are overlooked. That's where now Project Trinity came in to empower the rural communities. And also the vision of Project Trinity is to elevate economic empowerment, to support those people who are in, maybe they're doing, the small entrepreneurs who are in the rural communities, in the villages, so that their businesses can be known globally, and also to support them so that their businesses can be known, because of this disadvantage that they don't have the internet. So Project Trinity is coming here to elevate and to empower them. Yeah, thank you. And also continue sharing, continue subscribing to our channels, so that many people will know the existence of Project Trinity. What's the reason of Project Trinity existing? Thank you so much. Betty, you have anything to add?
Yes, I can say in brief, the goal of Project Trinity basically is to educate, employ, and empower, like elevate economic empowerment. That is the goal of Project Trinity in brief. It educates you first, then it employs you, then it finally empowers you. Don't you see how powerful that is? I think to our listeners, keep following the conversation. You'll learn more about Project Trinity.
Yeah, thank you so much, Betty. So, Ezron, what opportunities are now possible in this 100-person David Corner Trinity Tech Center workspace that once felt out of reach?
Yes, thank you, Valerie. And keep commenting, guys. If you have any question, put it in the comments. If you need any clarification, comment. So what opportunities are now possible is the opportunity to scale, the opportunity to expand. Now we can train more people simultaneously. We can host larger collaborations. We can remember we have our team in Haiti. Big up team Centrock. We know we always collaborate in our works together. So now we can expand into advanced digital tracks. We can build being stronger partnerships with our purpose partners. This new workspace allows us to think beyond survival and into sustainability. And sustainability is where real community impact happens. We are no longer just proving how it works or it works. Now we are multiplying it. Our goal is to reach more communities, and opportunity expand when capacity expands. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing, Ezron. You know what Ezron just said? That's leadership thinking. And Project Trinity is raising more leaders. Project Trinity is raising people like Ezron, who understands that impact goes beyond themselves. So let's get to you, Betty. Betty, growth always brings responsibility. What responsibility do you now feel as an associate in this expanded environment?
Okay, I can say I feel a deeper sense of intentionality, like being intentional on what brought me to Project Trinity. You know that the Deaf Corner Trinity Center holds a lot of dreams, holds a lot of opportunities, and it also holds possibilities for so many people. That means that we have to be even more thoughtful about how we support uh, the people, how we build the systems, and how we maintain the values that brought us here. It reminds me that growth is not just about expanding space, it's about expanding impact while staying grounded in the purpose that brought us here.
Wow, that's amazing, Betty. Growth is not about, yeah, you've heard from Betty, and that's the power of vision sustained over time. You know, growth you don't just experience at once, it grows as time goes. Yeah, and the Project Trinity is expanding the impact, not just the infrastructure. And you know what? Standards define reputation, and the Project Trinity is setting a new standard for rural innovation. Yeah. So Ezron, mm, yeah, we are continuing to talk about the growth now that Project Trinity is doing. So Ezron, with growth comes visibility. How does this new workspace raise the standard for associates?
Yes, Valerie, thank you. And true growth brings attention. And this attention now brings expectations. Now, a lot of people are watching how we lead, how we execute, how we represent excellence. Visibility means we can't relax our values. If anything, we need to protect them harder. So expansion tests the integrity, and the higher we rise, the deeper we must stay rooted to our mission and the cause. Yes.
Yeah, that's sure, Ezron. So as we are going on with this podcast, we want to recognize all the leaders who joined us on Saturday. That was on 14th Saturday, where we were opening the new workspace that we are talking about. So thank you so much for joining us, because with Project Trinity, yeah, you feel the impact that Project Trinity is doing, and yeah, your time was precious to us, and to those who are following us right now, who are listening to us. If you know anyone who joined us, sacrificed the time to come and join us in celebrating the grand opening. Just tag them in the comment section so that they feel appreciated, they feel very special, because we had a lot of leaders who came, the county leaders, even the government leaders, like the CEO of education, TSC. Yeah, please tag them so that they feel appreciated. Thank you so much. So, Bessie.
Yes, Valerie. Before you continue, let me just give thanks to our pioneer leaders, our President, Mr. Jim Goldenberg, to Gary, Matt, and there was PS Arumonyang. He was also present. PS Rono, thank you so much, and everyone who visited us. Valerie has mentioned the CEO of TSC. Thank you for celebrating with us and believing, having the faith in us, having the belief in us to push this mission forward and empowering our communities.
And of course, there is also the county government, the deputy governor, Mr. Lotte, who was present. And we also have the aspirants, Lucky Litole. We also have Naomi Kendagor. They are present even from the morning. We also have the MCS, the village elders, and all those who are present, the school principals, the teachers, and also the students. We really appreciate you for really honoring us and coming to celebrate with us this milestone. Thank you.
Yeah, so feel special. Also, our parents, we are not forgetting you. Thank you so much for joining us to see what Project Trinity is doing for us. Yeah, you feel more appreciated, and also continue tagging them by their names. Yeah, in the comment section so that they feel more special. They feel that we recognize them. We recognize their time. Yeah. So, Bessie, how does being in this new workspace change the way you see your future within Project Trinity?
I think it makes me feel like my future feels bigger than ever and more meaningful. It motivates me to grow my skills, whatever I've never learned. Like right now, yearning to learn more about the web and app development. That's the future innovation, and even the AI, which is also controlling everything in the world right now. And on the same note, to take on greater responsibilities and to continue supporting my mission in deeper ways. And I'm happy being part of this transition, and it feels like being part of history in motion. It makes me feel excited about the next chapters we haven't even imagined yet. And of course, my future feels like I'm going to make more money, and that's what is the main point. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Seeing your future within Project Trinity, growing in technology, growing in every aspect of life. Yeah, Project Trinity is really creating an impact in our lives. Thank you so much to Project Trinity. So, Ezron, how do we remain grounded in humility and gratitude, even as we expand to larger spaces?
Yes, well, yes, Valerie, thank you. And first, I would like to shout out. There's this follower of ours who's been really with us for a long time, and I think it's good that we give him a shout out. Philip K. Niro, thank you for. He's saying Project Trinity, your platform is really inspiring. So thank you, Philip. You've always been following us. I know you believe the mission that what we are doing is going to impact a lot of youths around the globe. So how do we remain grounded? For me, I think it's gratitude, having gratitude. And when you remember the pod days, yeah, we had the we had to stay humble, and it's I think it's not that it's something that we did because it's I think it's everyone's way of being. Everyone is humble, and when you remember the first small wins, when we got our first purpose partners, when we launched the first website for our purpose partners, so those small wins we have to protect the culture. So we measure success by lives transformed, not by the not by the square footage or anything. Gratitude keeps growth from becoming ego. So we grow forward, but we never forget where we came from. Yes.
Yeah, for sure, Ezron. Gratitude is what matters. So in everything that we do, let's always remember to show gratitude. Yeah, to give thanks for the progress. Yeah. And this is the long term vision will look like for Project Trinity with gratitude. Yeah. And we all know that Project Trinity is not just opening doors, it's opening our futures, the future of community, the future of young people, the future of women, the future of everyone who feel they're left behind. Yeah. So, Betty, imagine a young person walking into this new workspace for the first time. What do you hope they feel about their own potential?
So I can say, I hope they feel the possibility. I hope they walk in and feel seen, feel welcomed, and feel inspired by us. I hope they look around and realize that their background doesn't limit their future. I want them to feel like they have stepped into a space where dreams are taken seriously and where they are allowed to grow at their own pace. Most of all, I hope uh, they live believing in themselves a little more than when they walked into the Deaf Corner Trinitech Center.
Wow, that's amazing. At least they feel they're honored and they feel empowered when they enter the Trinity Tech Center. That's amazing, Betty. So, Ezron, let's now visualize what Project Trinity will look like. Maybe 5 years from now. What's that vision? How will Project Trinity look like 5 years from now? Or what do you think the Project Trinity will be looking like 5 years from now? And what impact do people hope that for this workspace, that about this workspace that is created? Okay, sorry, Ezron. Ezron is he will be joining right now. So Betty, you have any idea, your vision about how Project Trinity will look like 5 years from now?
Actually, I think Project 25 years from now, first of all, it will have expanded to different parts of the world, beginning from Kenya, maybe to almost around almost all the sub counties, the counties I mean, and also to this East Africa and also to the northern part of Africa. Like it will have helped a lot of people uh, have the opportunity, and of course, for us, I visualize Project Trinity in the next 5 years that maybe some of us will be leaders in different parts of Project Trinity. Yeah.
Yes, and to add on that, I don't want people to say I don't want people to talk about the building itself. I want them to talk about what happened inside, the confidence it built, the careers launched, the isolation turned into innovation. If 5 years from now someone says that space changed my direction, that's legacy. Yeah, and impact is the only metric that matters. Buildings hold people, but purpose builds legacy. Yes.
Yeah, that's very true, Ezron. And for me, my vision for Project Trinity, maybe in 5 years' time, I see communities that is more that's well connected. I see there will be no digital divide between the urban regions and the rural communities, because they will be having the same advantage. Those people, wherever the region, the place you are, if you are in the underserved community or in the regions where it's left behind, so like you'll be having the same advantage, the same connection. Yeah, just the same advantages. That's how I see the Project Trinity 5 years from now, because it will have expanded to more regions of the world, and also more underserved communities. Yeah. So
Yes, and to add, we will soon applications for the next cohort.
okay, Ezron, you're on mute.
I was
Not
saying,
really.
Not
Not
really.
really.
oh,
Okay, you're good. You're good.
yes. So what I was saying is that we will have applications for the next cohort of trainees that will get this impact. Uh, so stay tuned, guys. You'll receive the links when they are ready. When everything is ready, uh, you'll find the what is needed and how to apply.
Yeah, for sure. And that you will know by continuing following the Project Trinity pages. That's when now you will know when is the application for the next cohort starting. So continue following us, continue sharing our podcast, yeah, so that many people will get to know that we exist. So Betty, as we're about to finalize the this episode, so Betty, maybe if you had to summarize your journey from the pod to this new workspace in one powerful sentence of Thanksgiving, what will it be?
Actually, I would say that I'm really grateful to have witnessed how belief, perseverance, community, limited space, and a powerful vision can transform small beginnings into opportunities that change lives, including my own life. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So Ezron, I have a thought for you. Yeah, you have to complete it. So let's say you start with the board building my foundation, and this new workspace challenges me to. What does the new workspace challenges you to do?
Yes, Valerie. Uh, the pod built my foundation, and this new workspace challenges me to lead with greater responsibility, multiply the opportunities, and make sure no young person feels limited by where they started or where they are located or where they are situated. Because this was never about space, it was about access, it was about empowerment, it was about rewriting the narratives. And where you start should never define where you finish. The pod built the foundation for us, and this workspace builds the future for the whole community and everyone who will be involved here.
Yeah, for sure. The new workspace builds the future for the communities that we are located, and also for all the rural communities. Yeah, the people around surrounding the pod already they are feeling the impact, they are feeling empowered. So to our guests, Betty and Ezron, any last word, maybe a word of encouragement, a word of advice, anything you want to tell to our listeners, feel free to share.
Mm, I will say generally to our listeners, everyone listening to us, a word of encouragement. Um, Life is not all about resources. Life is about the belief you have and the vision you have. And this is a testimony of how we began. We began from a very limited resource, which was the pod. It was just a 15 or 12 people workspace pod, and we were around 25, but we could be creative and find a way to fix so that it could fit in everyone. But here we are, everyone has benefited, and the mission has been accomplished. So no matter the background you have, no matter the resources you have to be thoughtful. Everything happens when you have belief and vision. Thank you.
Yes, and my closing remarks will be I'm happy, I'm grateful for the journey we have had. And I think if there's one thing I've learned through this journey, it's that growth doesn't always come from big moments. Most of the time, it comes from small, consistent steps. To our listeners, learning something new, helping someone else, and staying open to improvement. Project Trinity has shown me that when people are given access, guidance, and the right environment, they begin to see possibilities differently. And that's what matters most. Not the space itself, but the impact it creates for the people who walk into it. Personally, I'm still learning, I'm still building, and I'm still growing alongside everyone else. And my hope is that anyone listening, especially the young people interested in tech, understands that you don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start, stay consistent, and be willing to learn every time. Because sometimes progress isn't loud; it's steady, and steady growth is what creates a lasting change. We are ready.
Yes,
Yes.
we are ready. That's our slogan. That's just to remind our listeners about our slogan. We always say, we are ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are ready. Or I'm a no pare
No
No
pare.
pare.
to our Haitian team. We love you guys, and Hakuna Matata.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
so
so as we close this episode, I want to leave us with something very simple. We began in a 15-person pod. Today, we sit in a 100-person workspace. Let me ask you, what truly changed? Was it just the space, or was it the people who to shrink? Betty and Esron, thank you for your honest, for your reflection, and for your commitment to this movement. And to everyone listening, this journey belongs to you too. If you are part of the pod days, carry that gratitude forward. If you joined during this expansion, protect the culture. If you are watching from far, know this: growth is Yeah, so we were closing our podcast, and yeah, just to remind you that Project Trinity is not just growing in size, we are growing in responsibility, in excellence, in impact. From Kenya to Haiti, and with our headquarters in the United States of America, this global movement continues to rise. The board built the foundation. This new workspace expands the mission, and in the future, that's our shape. That's ours to shape. So let me ask one final question: what will you do with the space you've been given? This is Project Trinity. This is growth with purpose. Tuko tayari. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.